Okay, welcome back. Right now, let's talk the Women's League now, but we're starting with the incident that happened on Tuesday night or early hours of Wednesday morning, where Adamawa Queens, they were traveling to Edo to actually play their game against Edo Queens. And what happened, the process is that they were actually robbed at around 2 a.m. in the night, traveling on the road.
It's sad, but it's one of the hazards of the game. The guys have gone through this a number of times.
Yeah.
It's a traumatic experience. Sometimes don't even pray for this for your enemies, and to know that after this kind of incidents, you still in a day or two, or you might still have to play. I don't know. These ladies are like superhumans, because you go through all of this and you still and these are elements you really have no control over, and that is why sometimes these things have been divided into regions so that you don't have to travel long and
distance and all that.
I really sympathize with these guys.
Okay, we'll be talking with the chairman of the club, Emmanuel Zira of Adamawa Queens. The reason why these girls will have to travel overnight to play a game, the very next day, because they would have arrived in the morning and get to play the game at 4 p.m. in Benin. But then, luckily for them, the board have decided to postpone the game because they were not in the right frame of mind to play the game. Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you, Cecilia. Good morning.
The first question is, why would girls be allowed to travel all through the night for a game they're playing the very next day?
No, I think the truth about it was because of some logistic problems. If you can see very clearly, they are using the Adamawa United Football Club bus. That was for the male. And the male are equally supposed to travel to Jos for a match, because the bus that is assigned to them had some problems that could not be fixed before the Salah. And of course, that immediately after the Salah, it was almost like a Monday, Tuesday public holiday. And of course, that we couldn't get all the necessary financial finances that is needed to fix the bus, during the public holiday, because the banks were not working. And our hope was that as soon as the holidays are over, we should be able to get the car done with at least latest by 10 o'clock. They should be off on their way. But unfortunately, that wasn't the problem. That wasn't possible. And the car was finally had to assign the male boss to them, and they left around 10, 11 o'clock. And our hope was that they would get out of all those areas at least on time before dawn. But it's unfortunate that they couldn't, and they were caught up in the Katsina line during that armed robbery incident. That was really very unfortunate.
Yeah, the 10 you're talking about, is it 10 a.m. or 10 p.m.?
No, 10 a.m. 10
a.m. in the morning.
Our calculation is that they should have been off by 10 a.m. And within that time, they would have been out of all those bad roads and so on and so forth, and they will be comfortably cruising on the good roads that we take them to Benin. But unfortunately, they couldn't, and that was what happened.
So when did they leave Adamawa for Benin? When did they leave?
No, they left Adamawa around 12, after 12.
Okay. Okay, you talked about logistics and all that. I mean, at the beginning of the season, the league board usually release fixtures for every club. So they know they were going to play, Edo Queens on Wednesday. And we already know the Salah holidays will obviously fall within that time. So why didn't they make the provisions for the money to be released so that we won't have this issue that happened to the girls?
No, yes, that's what I'm telling you, that this was an unfortunate occurrence, because frankly speaking, nobody anticipated that. If you notice, Adamawa Queens over the years have been consistent. One of the things that have honored all its obligations, all its matches, and we've continuously arrived at venues well on time, with the exception of one or two occasions. But apart from that, we know, yes, like you said, that the fixtures have been released well ahead of time. But again, sometimes like you have this Salah break, we didn't anticipate that the Salah would fall, and the weekend will be Monday, Tuesday will be declared for public holidays. We truly didn't. We truly did not anticipate that. Because, of course, you know that the Salah is a thing of touching of the moon and so on and so forth. You know, so that was not in our calculation. But you know what will happen? It will happen. Sometimes you cannot control such things. But I think that is a big lesson to us, and we think that it's something that we have to work and prevent, you know, from happening again.
Now, talking about logistics, finances, and all that, how is it appropriated? Is it before match day, or do you get the bulk of the money when the season is started, or you have to wait when the match is coming? That's when they know they have to release money for traveling or allowances or anything. Is that the way it's done in Adamawa?
Yes, you know that unfortunately, unlike other clubs in Nigeria, where the management of the clubs are the ones in charge of the finances of the club, in Adamawa State, we are the only exception. Both for the main team and the female team, you know, we are under the tight control of the ministry. It is what the ministry releases money for us that we travel. Unlike other clubs, where the chairman of the club is purely in charge of the finances of the club, and then knows the obligations and when to appropriately release funds for activities of the clubs. But in Adamawa State, Adamawa United, and Adamawa Queens, it is not like that. We have been, and that's why we've been crying that we should leave the ministry because we should operate as contained in the rules and regulations of our league. We should be allowed to operate our activities, but that's not the case. And that has been our fight consistently with the ministry because they are under tight control for the ministry, and sometimes they do things and it's not in consonance with their football practice, baseball practice, and we have had to put up with that. But I think that the Adamawa State House of Assembly is up to the task now, and I think that we have a speaker and the chairman of the House Committee on Sports that both of them are highly interested in seeing that Adamawa United and Adamawa Queens are run as other clubs in the country are run. That is a sad thing, and the ministry, funny enough, does not even want to understand. When we talk to them that look, the running football club is not like a running ministry activities with all the bottlenecks, with all the bureaucracy. It is not like that. Football, once the time for football matches, it is fixed. It doesn't change.
Okay,